Hello and welcome to another Bunny and Teddy video diary, and in this one it's all about our holiday in Icmeler, Turkey, and what our tips and tricks are in having a wonderful time in this town and the area and all what it has to offer. I'm going to go through all our recommendations in booking the holiday, the type of holiday we recommend you consider booking, the choice of accommodation we think is best, our top tips on food and drink around the town, and where else to visit in the area. And during the video you will see clips from our series in Icmeler, as well as some unseen footage, especially to do with the food and drink. Now, you would think that as it's 2024 and we are well out of COVID restrictions and all that prices of holidays would be slowly dropping off. But we've found that what we could get back in 2018 for £1,000 isn't the same as what you get now in 2024. And of course it's now all due to other non-medical circumstances that we find prices of most travel related things going up and staying up. And of course for us, and probably many of you, we wouldn't be going on holiday if we were worried about the prices of flights, accommodation, food, drink and other trips, excursions that make up a holiday. And for Icmeler, we weren't even thinking about a holiday at the time because we went into town to try out a new coffee shop. Across the road was a phone shop which I had to get a new phone from. But as in 2018 we went to a travel agent shop in town to see what they had to offer, and we came out with a holiday. In 2018 it was Barhead Travel in Leicester. This year it was Millington Travels in Hinckley. We thought it was a really good experience to be sitting with a knowledgeable person rather than looking online for ourselves. They looked at what our needs were for a holiday, and they looked at these in a detail that we wouldn't really be thinking about. And their PC or computer is going to bring up different options because the agent may be privy to some perks that the customer can't reach. And in our case it just happened to be really useful for the manager. She used to go to school with my brother, so we got a little bit more attention with that connection. And besides, if you're really nice to them in the store, then they're going to lock onto you a little bit more and be nice back. You never know what you might get out of them. Then there's the aftercare and other services that they offer. In our case it was arranging the boarding passes and other visa paperwork, especially if you're not a UK citizen. So we felt that we got a pretty good experience from it all, really, with a nice few little touches that ease the pressure off ourselves in booking the holiday. So when was the last time you went into a travel agent in your town? Leave your comments below. We would certainly recommend going into your local travel agencies and giving them a go. We went round them all back in 2018 and we had bad and not so good experiences, as well as a decent one, as I say, with Barhead. And indeed at times they do try and push you in a particular direction to try and book a particular product with them. But with Millington we told her our budget, and Turkey at the moment as it is does come up a lot cheaper than most places, so we went with that, having enjoyed a holiday in OLUDENIZ back in 2018. I'll leave a link to that playlist in the description below. So the type of holiday to choose when going to Icmeler. Now you could go easily online and pick a tried and trusted provider and see what they have to offer in Icmeler. And with Icmeler becoming more popular than Marmaris possibly, we may find in a few years time that Icmeler matches Marmaris in terms of accommodation choice. Because we went to Millington, I think they were pushing EasyJet holidays and so we went with that. Your transfers included, decent luggage allowance, and all we had to do was park up at Birmingham Airport. We already had visas and boarding passes provided by Millington, and so we were ready to go, and everything went as smooth as it could do. Now, we were on a B&B basis at a 2-star hotel, and this is where considerations must be taken when choosing your holiday type. As with anywhere in Turkey, you have to be careful on your food and drink options. Now, Turkey is a predominantly Muslim nation, so do expect to be eating a strong element of Turkish food at your accommodation. Now, I do believe this to be a bit of a hit and miss situation in nowadays, and you will find that certain places are going to be fine when it comes to English food, albeit done their way. So to avoid disappointment with your all-inclusive holiday package, we do recommend going on a self-catering holiday. Now, I can't believe I've just said that, but it is a must if you're going to Icmeler or Turkey generally speaking, and I'll get into this a little bit more detail a bit later. Now, we came across and got chatting to a lot of people from across the north of England, from Liverpool to Newcastle, and from Scotland and Wales. Extremely friendly people, the best. As Turkish seaside resorts are going to get very popular with these sort of Brits, you will find that Turkish restaurants are going to have to adapt to bringing British dishes to their menus. Also, I would like to think as well that, like us, Brits might get accustomed to eating more Turkish dishes, because as they say, when in Rome, or should I say when in Icmeler. Please leave your comments below about this, because back in 2018 at our all-inclusive hotel in OLUDENIZ, there were a lot of complaints about the food, which was not called for really, and a lot of people ended up going to the restaurants in town to get their steaks, fish and chips, etc., and other food that the hotel wasn't really providing. Where to stay in Icmeler? Well, looking at Google Maps, there is a vast amount of apartments in town if you are willing to go down the self-catering route. Very much spoiled for choice. Now zoom in and you'll see some proper apartments and apart hotels. We heard decent things about the Avlu apartments, for example, and as you can see, there are 3 places bearing the name Avlu, but where is number 3? Anyway, I did like the look of number 4, the apart hotel. Another block to look out for is on the Mustafa Gökmen Road. I can't remember the name, and Google Maps doesn't even have it as a block, but the aerial photo does. I want to say Babadan, but I do know they've gone through a bit of a refurbishment. We heard fairly good reviews from people we chatted to in the streets of Icmeler. Essentially, wherever you stay, you need it to be clean, well maintained, a decent kitchen area, and more what you'd expect in a home from home for a week or so. And wherever you stay in Icmeler, you'll be surrounded with everything you'll need as well. And this moves us nicely onto the food and drink situation. Now, going back to what I was saying about the hotel's food and drink offering, in my opinion, you have to be mindful of how the Turks present their food if they were trying to bring in English dishes to the table. What I'm trying to say there is that if you are considering an all-inclusive hotel package, check out the food offerings before you book. So let's look at our recommendations of having a self-catering holiday. From breakfast to dinner, there are plenty of options and you won't be bored with the same old food you might get at the hotel. Here are a few examples from our Icmeler series. Watch out for unseen footage. We were told about our first place by people who stayed at our hotel. The main person to mention here is Taxi Tony, who had been coming to Icmeler for the past 34 years. So he knows most things about the town when it comes to good food and drink. It's off the Bell Road. Just look for the Costa supermarket and walk down the right side of it. You'll come to Emek cafe, and like most of these places, it's a family run business, which in turn means home cooked food. A good example of a Turkish breakfast scenario is me here eating memenem, which is a very hearty dish to start any day with, and Bunny having a typical Turkish breakfast.
Jam, I have got butter, I've got honey, and then on my plate a boiled egg. You can ask for a fried egg if you want. 3 variety of cheeses, so feta and something else, and cheddar, cucumber, olives, tomato, and a paste. This paste is absolutely gorgeous, right? And then with bread. So guys, we're going to enjoy this, and for drink, Paul, Ted's got iced tea. I went for a Turkish coffee.
Next up is a great breakfast or lunch place. It's further up the Kaybal Road and is a family run bakery and patisserie. It's Maviden Firin, and you won't be disappointed with what's on offer.
A burek, this is with meat, isn't it? Yeah. Meat and a coffee. And I went for a little bread like this, like a pretzels with loads of sesame seeds, butter, and honey. And then we went for a golzem. It's like a crepe filled with potato in there. Gozlem. And a coffee as well. Right, we basically, that's our third, is it right? Third stop, third breakfast here. We love it so much. We went for a borek filled with spinach, right? And then we went for like a cake with Turkish cheese in it. I don't know the name of it, but it looks similar to a lasagna sheet. I can't really explain. It's not filo sheets, it's lasagna sheets, but thinner than lasagna. It's not heavy, lasagna sheets. And then they've put, I guess, eggs, and then they have put the cheese, yeah, that's mine, a cheesy thing in it. But the cheese hasn't got a lot of taste, but the whole lot is just beautiful. So this is Ted's, and this is mine. So this is with the spinach, we half that, and that's the same as Ted's. And then this one is another burek thing, but this one is with meat. And then as a sweet thing, we went for, I don't think it was called borek. I don't know. I'll have to ask the girl. And for sweet thing, we went for like a churros, but this one is not dipped in chocolate. This one is already dipped in. It's like a gulab jamun basically. It's already dipped.
It's very much like a caramelized syrupy thing.
It's already dipped in sugar and a syrup thing. We'll let you know how that is. Hi guys, it's me again. So as you know, we took one of these desserty type. It's like I said earlier, it's like a churros, but dipped in like syrup. In Greece and in Turkey, most of their puddings are like that. But this reminds me, it's between churros, the how they've made it, inside. Katumutai, I think it's called. So it's in between these two, but it's very sweet, very delicious. Right, we're going to devour these. We've halved it, and that's our breakfast for today.
On to dinner, and back to one of our favourite places, Emek Cafe. You can always rely on places like this for home cooked food, and when you find somewhere like this, you'll definitely be back for more. So we've got quite a feast here.
So, we've got pasta with Turkish cheese, bottling beans with potato, and that's a veggie thing. This is a stew with courgette, peas and meat.
Right.
And this is golden. It's just like a stuffed paratha.
Right.
With cheese and spinach and feta and herbs, dill.
No, we've got iced tea and bread. So let's tuck in.
I'm so happy.
If you're staying in any apartments in Icmeler, you're never too far away from good local restaurants. Here's one called Sofra. The place is usually full of local people, so we were lucky that when we came in, it was Mother's Day in Turkey and the kitchen was more focused on home deliveries. Each meal always starts with bread and water. Our waiter told us that there wasn't a menu and that he was the menu, and that there were just 3 dishes to choose from, and when the food came it was quite a feast for less than £10, as it was with Emek.
So we in a Turkish traditional restaurant where only Turkish people, or if you've been told of it, you come here. So this is very famous here, the lentil soup. And then this is a doner chicken. That's their traditional rice. And that's aubergine with beef. Deconstructed moussaka, but there is no potatoes in it or bechamel or cheese. So you have all that.
Near the Babadan apartments is Kaira Pide, a restaurant that does a great lunch or dinner. It's a Turkish pizza basically, isn't it? That's been torn up. This is the chicken and that's the chicken, cheese and mushrooms.
Cheese and mushrooms. Yum.
If you're looking for a coffee and cake stop, then try Mia on the Kaibal Road. We gave 3 items a go along with coffee, all of which were very tasty. And the lady also gave Bunny a pedicure recommendation to go to Nova Coiffure. They do hair as well as manicure and pedicure. So as you can see, there are different cuisines to try in Icmeler, but please stay away from the seafront because the prices there are going to be more or less British prices and beyond in some cases. Now of course you've got to take into consideration that these places are making you pay a premium because of the location and the price that they're having to pay probably to be there. You do get the added benefits of the use of the sun lounges that are in front of the restaurant on the beach. Please be careful as they will try it on with vulnerable people who have just arrived in the area. Let's finish up now with the places you can visit in the area. Firstly, Marmaris. North of Icmeler, it's easy to get to by dolmus or minibus as we call them. It's a bustling city with lots of boats offering trips out to various places from the seafront. You can even get a water taxi from the seafront back to and from Icmeler, but this is pricey. It was £4.50 per person one way. The dolmus was only 67 pence one way. We only touched the surface of the place by visiting the castle, which houses the museum. It's a nice walk round the old town and then up to the castle. It was €6 to enter, but there are plenty of other things to do here, whether you like shopping or eating out or doing more on the historic side. You can even stay there if you prefer, as there are plenty of places. Next up is Turunc. This is south of Icmeler. We were told to get a water taxi from Icmeler Seafront, which costs £4.50 per person one way. The village has everything like Icmeler but on a smaller scale. We only took a walk by the seafront and took in a meal, but it has a lot besides. There's a market every Monday, there are boat trips again, and because it is more rural, there are walks to be done as well. Finally, we highly recommend visiting this website, myturunc.com, and look at their out and about links to all the villages around the area south of Turunc. There are a lot of places that offer all sorts of activities to whet anyone's appetite to discover more about the region. Thanks very much for watching. Please go and watch the Icmeler series. There's a playlist link at the end of this video as well as in the description. Please give all our videos a like, share them with family and friends, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to be notified of our videos coming up. Until then, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.